It's November here in Arkansas and winter has officially arrived. And today we're answering the question, how can you use your feathered friends in the garden? Let's jump into it. So the first time I got chickens was 5 years ago when I was starting my first market farm back in 2019 when I was living in Denver, Colorado at the time. And when I got chickens, obviously I got them, one, for the eggs, but two, I got them for fertility. Because I was thinking, okay, we can get eggs, but also we can make compost with the chicken manure. All of that fertility is going to benefit the garden. But a lot of times when you think about using chicken manure for fertility in your garden, you think about making compost. Compost can be pretty labor intensive. I'm still a huge fan of it, but you've got to turn it, you've got to age it. So I got to thinking, what if instead of turning compost piles with chicken manure and chicken bedding, instead we actually put the chickens on the gardens in the fall after we've harvested everything? This would allow us to capture all of that fertility, all of that manure that they're dropping without having to move it around, without having to turn compost piles. So they're gonna drop all of that manure in late fall onto your garden. They're gonna clean up weed seeds and any pests that are making a home in your garden over the winter. They're gonna come through and clean all of that up. They're gonna eat any old weeds. And so I was like, man, we can put these chickens in here. They can accomplish all those tasks for us. And then it's gonna boost the fertility of our garden soil. So what we've done is we've had these chickens here in our garden plot for the past couple of weeks. We'll probably leave them in here for one more week. And so what's taken place is they've dropped a ton of manure. And so we're gonna come through and we're gonna lay a layer of fresh compost on top of each of these garden beds. And then from there, we'll put down straw and we'll also put down some mulched leaves. So this is creating a layer of protection on our soil, and it's going to allow that manure to age in the garden bed over the winter, and then we'll plant in the spring. Now you may be asking, well, is that safe? Can you put raw manure on your garden? Well, from all the research out there, if you're putting raw chicken manure on your garden, you need that garden to rest for 120 days before you actually grow an edible crop that you're going to be eating. So we need 4 months for that chicken manure to age and rest before we can plant into it. Well, typically we're going to be planting sometime in April. So we've got the time to do it. But this is something you can do to greatly benefit your garden, and it doesn't require any work. But you will need a mobile chicken coop and you will need some electric fencing in order to do that. This is why I'm a huge proponent of mobile chicken coops and this electric fencing that you see here, because we can use the chickens how we want to across the homestead. If we want to move them out to pasture to be able to forage and capture all of that great fertility to benefit our pastures, we can do that. If we want to put them in the garden in the fall to capture all that fertility to allow them to clean up, we can do it. If we want to put them in a greenhouse for the rest of the winter, which we're going to be doing soon, we can put them in the greenhouse and make compost with deep bedding. And if you want to learn how to raise laying hens, you can watch this video now.